Whoa. We'll leave it like that. All right, let's roll. Look forward to this one.
Okay, I was trying to get all this done.
GOAT, undeclared unanimous GOAT. Okay, you can however you want to say GOAT. It's unanimous at this point. We can't hear more Masters 1000s anymore. We can't talk about anymore that this era, that era. Djokovic has tied the 20 and got head to head over his
Hold on, I can't even.
his two nemesis and so he's the GOAT, unanimous GOAT.
Sorry, guys. It always takes a second for my thing to come up. There we go.
Are you ready to go?
Okay, yeah, now I got it. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
All right, lock in. All right, hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is men's final Sunday at Wimbledon, my favorite time of the year outside of the holidays with family, but exciting day today, right?
It is, yeah.
If we cut out, if this video stops streaming, sorry in advance, we will start a part 2 at once. So sorry, there's internet issues at times where we live.
Hello, everyone. There's just a lot of people. Carol, Juan Fernando, Grisco Kafka, Adelu, Rahesh, Jesus, Ryan, Wildlife, Flock83, Jesus. I already said that. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone.
Really special day today for a lot of reasons. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way. We have a goal to meet by the end of the year. Hopefully we can do that and hit the like button. So our business is tennis coaching and racket stringing, and it's called 5K Tennis, right? And it's because we have 5 kids, and you know what? They're all under our roof right now. So bring in the kids, man. Come on, let's go. I want all of my 5 kids in here, man. Watch the tripod, though. Collateral damage. Come on.
There's
let's
one
go,
that
Chris.
loves the camera.
Let's
She's
go,
always
buddy.
here.
All 5 kids. Let's go. Oh, all 5. Watch the tripod.
You have to come here.
Man, we got a basketball team in here. All right, this is the 5K. So Jonathan is here. He's in the Air Force Academy.
That's not Jonathan.
Oh, this way.
That's definitely not Jonathan.
This is Jonathan. This is Justin. This is Gabriella after Sabatini. You know Carla. This is Liliana, and this is Chris. This is Christopher over here.
That's Chris. And he doesn't have the shades, Ryan. Yay! He's actually showing his face.
All right, I'm going to ask him each a question, and starting with Liliana. Liliana, what is your thoughts about Novak Djokovic tying Federer and Nadal and winning today? What do you think?
Look at her face.
I don't want him to win. I want someone new.
You wanted someone new, okay.
All right, Christopher, what's your thoughts on that, bro?
Oh, okay.
He doesn't care.
Yeah.
We'll get into Carla's thought in a minute. We'll get into mine in a minute. Gabriella, who you got? What do you think about it?
Daddy won.
Okay, whatever that meant.
No, did you like that he won?
Did you like that
Did you
Djokovic
care
won?
that he won, or didn't it matter to you? You thought it was cool?
Probably did.
You're speechless, like some of the
Speechless.
better and
All right, Justin Jr., what do you think? What do you think about Djokovic winning, buddy?
I don't even think
I don't
he
know.
knows who Djokovic is.
And Jonathan, any thoughts here?
He's truly the GOAT because he just really enjoys that grass out there. Really likes to munch on it.
Yeah, he does like to munch on the grass. All right, there you have the 5 kids. All right.
You should ask him though, what fan are they? Like, I know they.
Oh, you
it's
can
much
give me that.
respect for Djokovic, but who do you like?
Wawrinka.
You like Wawrinka? Who do you like?
Nole.
He likes Nadal.
Probably Nadal.
Nadal.
Could be any character.
Anybody.
Any character.
Even a girl?
Even a girl.
Serena.
Serena.
There you go.
Good. All right.
All
All
right.
right, guys.
I appreciate it.
Adios.
There you go. There you have it. All right. Let's start with the Djokovic match. Obviously, it's the only match for today.
I say great for this man. You know what? Good for him. I didn't say that he was not going to win Wimbledon. I think we all knew that. I mean, I picked Federer just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Great for him. Great speech. Before we get to the match, I mean, I saw a lot of comments from a lot of people. I think some people thought Berrettini had a chance. I was actually teaching. He didn't feel too good today. We picked up Jonathan really late last night.
Yeah, I
Got
got
back home at 1:30, so I had to teach from 9 and on, so I couldn't really watch the match. I had to listen to it, and I watched some of it when I got back. I think even after Berrettini won the first set, I never believed that Berrettini would beat him. In my opinion, I thought Tsitsipas had a better chance, on clay. So I had a lot of students that were like, yeah, Berrettini won the first set. I said, big deal. I said, he could be up 2 sets and still you can't count Djokovic out. And that's what happened. I mean, the better guy won, the one that deserves it.
The better player won.
The better player. I mean, I don't think Berrettini had the game to beat Novak. Not even near.
Since Berrettini has become a kind of a household name in the game, at least for the lot of us, I've been drilled for saying that Berrettini, to me, isn't an elite player. He's a fine player, he's a fine young man, whatever. But to me, he's not an elite player.
I don't think he was an elite player.
I don't know how to spell it out any differently. I've said the same thing since he jumped inside the top 10. I understand that he took a set from Djokovic, but what happened early in the first set? Wasn't Djokovic up like 4-1 early?
Yeah, I just think sometimes you get a little cold.
Got a little comfortable.
I mean, I watched the first set. I didn't see anything spectacular in Berrettini's part to say, wow, that guy could win a slam. I still say he doesn't win a slam after watching him. Berrettini, I don't think will win a slam. And I'll say that again. He won't win a slam. I didn't see greatness in him. I see that in some player like Tsitsipas after Djokovic retires. I see that. I even give it to Sinner having more of a chance than Berrettini. Berrettini's 24,
I'm
25.
not sold on Sinner. I'm not.
No, but I'm just saying at least he's 19. Berrettini's 24. Did you see any weapons? I didn't see any weapons.
For me, watching Berrettini play is a little kooky. His service motion is a little awkward. He seems a little. He just kind of has a non-aesthetic property to his service motion. His whole setup is just a little. It's just a little not right. I don't know how to explain it in simple terms, but his X and Y axes and his body, the way he hits the ball, especially on the service motion, it just seems kind of kooky for me. And I'm not saying that's a detriment to his overall game, but just if it's not pleasing to watch, it's just not for me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I didn't find his game very. I didn't think much of Berrettini's game. I just didn't. I'm great. Novak played like a beast. I'm not taking anything away from his win at all. At least it was a better match than watching him play Anderson a few years ago. I found that game that was a boring match to me. But I don't think Berrettini just didn't have the weapons. He didn't have, what you could say, wow, that guy can one day be a champion. I think Shapovalov played better. Don't you think Shapovalov played a little bit better than Berrettini in your opinion? Even though it was 3 sets?
Yes, and and we can continue to compare apples to oranges, but Djokovic is the big one. There is no big 3. They used to say big 4 with Murray. Some would say big 5, 6 with Delpo and Wawrinka. There's one. When did Roger Federer turn pro? 98, I think.
I wrote it down here.
Rafael Nadal.
98, Nadal 2001, and Djokovic in 2003.
Yeah, and here we are. So, this is a quite an interesting thing that's occurred. By the way, Djokovic is 20-10 in Grand Slam finals. So
he's six straight. Someone sent me a stat.
He's 7-1 now.
Alex Couillard sent me a good one.
In the last 8 majors, he's 7-1. So he's been to 8 finals, and he's 7-1 in those last 8 matches in 20-10 lifetime. And he's just like he said in his press conference, it's not stopping.
It's not done, yeah. Alex Couillard sent me a great stat that everybody's so busy like, oh, Novak GOAT, but some guys are actually smart and and they do their research and they send me stats and stuff. And he said Borg, Sampras, Federer, and now Djokovic have all done the 3-peat at Wimbledon, so winning the title 3 times in a row. Novak is the first player since Rod Laver 1969 to win the first 3 slams of the year. I thought those were great stats,
And incredible stats, and lest we not forget, if it wasn't for the ball lady at the U.S. Open that didn't have any dodging skills, like what? She couldn't dunk that
that's
shit.
Why I always said,
it would have been 4 in a row.
That's why I said that Novak already should have had the 20. We've kept saying this already because I think he should have had the U.S. Open. The whole TM Zverev to me was a joke.
Like I said, they have to have ball girl and ball boy tryouts because someone that can't react and pay attention to where the ball is coming, and I'm not going to get into that again, but they should have tryouts because that lady was costly. It should be 21. It should be 21.
Very costly. But he got his 20, and I would say, yeah, now you gotta say he's the GOAT.
Then it or
Because he has the head-to-head. You guys have asked us about this before. What happens if they all tie? Well, you gotta give it to him.
Then you go to the
Because-
head-to-head.
Because what he has done, not only that, not just the head-to-head, the fact that he won the Australian, he won the French, and he won Wimbledon, that's 3 in a row. So you have to give it to him. Even Nadal and Federer have to know that. Even though they're tied, looking at all the
he owns them
statistics,
both.
owns them both, been number one longer.
Yeah.
I'm not even looking at the tournaments. I'm just saying been number one longer.
Yeah.
He has been more dominant than they have. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is a lot more well-rounded in all the tournaments. Sure, the French is Nadal's, but looking at the Australian, looking at hardcourt, looking at grass, he's more well-rounded than
Yes,
they are, I would have to say.
and truth be told, we would be hypocrites
Mhm.
if we didn't stand behind Djokovic as the GOAT now. Why? Because
Hey, Carteri,
hold on,
wait,
can I finish
wait,
that thought before you
Carteri,
interject? Please,
Carteri.
damn. Why you don't have any
Wait.
respect for when everyone
I'm
else
sorry,
is
I was
talking?
gonna answer
Let
something
a
real
brother finish what he's
He
saying.
keeps asking me the same
Oh,
questions.
but we'll
so
chill
answer.
for a minute.
Okay.
Damn,
You don't have to yell. Chill out, because I'm the one who taught the lesson
there's
today.
grown folks
Now
talking.
you got
There's
energy.
grown folks
Now
talking.
he's got energy,
Man,
folks.
just call respect, man.
I'll answer, Carteri. I'm sorry. I did see your thing, so I'll answer. I'll get to it.
For 3 years on this show, we have always talked about in the history books when generations of kids and grandkids are born and they fast forward and look back in time as who is the greatest ever. What's the common denominator? The most championships.
Mm-hmm.
So for 3 years, Carla said Djokovic will never get there, never get there. He may not win one more. This was 3 years ago. And,
Yeah.
and here we are. I'm not
24
knocking you.
is
Can I
what he
please
has.
just finish what I'm thinking?
I wish
Please,
you had that
because then I'm
energy
going to
this morning.
forget. Now, and we would always say back then, it doesn't matter what the head-to-head is because Djokovic owned them then.
What's the head-to-head?
We would say it doesn't matter what the head-to-head is. It's
Oh.
at the end of the day, it's championships. Well, now that the championships are tied, so what's the tiebreaker in case no one won another one? Head-to-head.
Not only head-to-head. There's more than the head-to-head. Forget about the head-to-head.
That's what I'm
just-
saying.
I already said that. So you wanted to get pissy about all that when I already said that in the beginning? I already said that.
I don't know.
I would say even Nadal, I just said it, you rewind. Nadal and Federer would have to give it to Djokovic just for the fact that he's been number one longer than they have. He's more,
And owns them both.
and yeah, besides that, he's more dominant all around. is what I
Novak
said.
Djokovic owns real estate and Rogers' ass and Nadal's.
And I think Carteri. Let me go back to your question because I know you asked me a few times. He said Carla said Novak would now win the French Open and Wimbledon back to back. Carla, I want to hear you say that you're wrong. He won. That's what you want to hear. A lot
That's
of people.
why she got pissy.
No, because he's been asking me, and then you said this. I said from last year or 2 years ago, actually, when we did the show, that he would have 24, and I said, guys, how can you say he would have 24? People get injured. You never know, which happened to him. He had like a little moment. Oh. People get injured. Nothing's guaranteed. What about, do I think he can get 21? I will still say no. He's not 21.
What?
He will not win the U.S. Open. That, I made a bet. He will not win the U.S. Open. He will win the Australian, and he could win many others, but he will not win the U.S. Open just because I think he's going to spend so much energy on the Olympics. You can shake your head. all you want.
Sometimes I get dumber listening to
I get
this.
dumber.
He
You
just
don't-
wins Wimbledon easily. And you're talking about he won't get 21 now? You said he wouldn't
He
get
wouldn't
16.
win the U.S. Open. He's not going to get the U.S. Open. Why? Because that is the toughest slam. By the time you play all the hardcourt season, you're playing Olympics, you're playing in hardcourt. I'm not trying to take away from his win, by the way. That's just a question that someone asked me. By the time you get to the U.S. Open, it's anyone's game. That's why we made the
Man,
bet.
sometimes I wonder if really men are from
He might not go to Tokyo.
men are
I
from
wouldn't-
Mars and women are from Venus.
If I was
we're
Djokovic-
totally, we are so far apart.
We
on this.
are so far.
We are
Let me
so
tell you
far apart on
something
this.
about
We're not
women.
even on the same song
Let
sheet.
me tell you something about women. We don't sleep and we still work. Men bitch and cry like little babies, and women still keep going. That's why they have the babies. But now he's got the energy to scream, but you don't have the energy to feed a ball or talk in the morning, right?
2 hours of sleep, yeah, I was feeling
Okay, we're about the same. That's why women are better, just saying. But now you got the energy. Okay, well, great.
Damn, okay, Carla's on fire, let's go.
To me, honestly, I don't think Djokovic should waste his time at the Olympics. If
He will. He will. That's a golden slam. He wants that. He wants that.
Okay.
He's a patriot. He's a patriot, and his people are going to want him there. So he's going to be there.
I know when his interviews doesn't he
What
say?
is she even talking about?
Some people are saying that he might not go. Are you reading the comments or do you want to read them?
Well, I'm not worried about what they're saying. I'm telling
Well,
you.
then he's not worried about what you're saying.
He should. I am, but I feel he will play the Olympics. Maybe he gives it 80%.
I don't have hatred, Rahesh. Rahesh, you're obsessed with Novak. Do you play tennis? You don't play tennis. I mean, seriously, you guys are obsessed. This is what I'm talking about. You guys celebrate as if you guys were the ones that actually practiced and hit 1,000 balls. The man should celebrate because he's the one that did it, not the fans. Just saying, guys.
Look, let me finish this thought before you interrupt me in 10
Matteo
seconds.
sucked
Please
back.
give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Djokovic, in my opinion, played today at 70%. 65.
Yeah, agree.
Please.
Agree.
Please. When we're never going to get through anything. Just give me 30 seconds. Djokovic today played, in my opinion, at 65 to 75% of his potential. He started out fine, flattened out a little bit, and anyway, strolled on to a victory. However, he didn't play 100%. He didn't play that great at all. I mean, compared to what he can really do in some of his epic battles, like the epic Australian Open against Nadal type match. It wasn't some spectacular performance by Djokovic, and he won Wimbledon relatively easily besides a late cough in the middle or the end of the first set. Other than that, it wasn't spectacular. For the most part,
So you think he played better with Federer?
For the most part, what Djokovic did is hang back a little bit, give the ball back in a way to Berrettini, and let Berrettini make a mistake. And that's basically the tail of the tail. I think Berrettini heated up a little bit in that end of the first set. Okay, he's hitting his spots. Djokovic just stayed chill. And by the way, the crowd was abhorrent in a way because here Djokovic is about to tie 2020 and be the GOAT for sure. Now he's bad for sure. His grunt should now be bad when he hits so he can just mock the same people that's dissed him all these years. Djokovic, if you could watch this, next time you play a match, next time make a goat sound when you grunt. And just totally put it on him because they put it on him his entire career. And that's a fact.
Did
But
you
Djokovic,
watch a trophy presentation?
Djokovic played at 70% of his potential, as we all know, and that's a fact, and still beat every sports writer's top 3 potential people that could beat Djokovic in this tournament before he started. And those 3 people were Berrettini, Tsitsipas, and Djokovic himself. And Djokovic, if he was playing himself, probably would have lost himself because he didn't play that great today and still won.
So do you think Djokovic played better when he faced Federer 2 years ago?
I don't think
Do you think he had to play better?
Oh, yes. 2 years ago. Yes, absolutely.
I agree with what you're saying. I didn't see Djokovic playing lights out. Well, I mean, I agree with anybody's comment here, 50%, 45%. I felt like he really didn't have to do much.
He didn't have to, he just sat back. You know, he hit some great shots. Yes, he had some angles. Yes, he put together some points. But for the most part, Berrettini was hitting unforced errors like popcorn going off in the damn microwave. Bing net, slice net, bing net, bing net, bing net. I mean...
G. Swartz said Matteo is just a serve bot. I really wasn't even impressed with the serve that much. And
he has a kooky service motion. It's all twisty. It's not fluid. It's just a really kind of kooky service motion. So sorry.
Okay. So someone asked it. Where was the question? I wonder if Federer will congratulate. Where is it? Oh, yes. Robin said, "Hey Carla, do you think Roger will congratulate Novak reaching 20 slams as he did?"
He did.
To Rafa, according to many viewers, they sent me messages. Again, because I wasn't able to watch the whole thing, and I took a screenshot. It says, "Congrats, Novak, on your 20th major. I'm proud to have the opportunity to play in the special era of tennis champions. Wonderful performance. Well done." Yeah, I mean, he has to congratulate him. Good for him for doing that. It's the right thing to do. I think Rahesh was like, well, he has to do it.
Has to.
He has to do it. Yes, he has to do it. It's the right thing to do. The man has 20. They even asked him during the trophy presentation, which I thought was a great answer that Novak gave. Now that you are 20, tied with Rafa and Novak, and Roger and Federer, Nadal, what do you think? So I took a screenshot because I couldn't get the word for word. And he said, in the short run, quote, they are the reason that I am where I am today. And I thought that was great for him to say that. Basically telling them,
Yeah.
hey guys, I got
Yeah.
20 because you guys make me want to get better, made me want to beat you.
And this I think has to be a planned, very well written speech from a publicist, and maybe he wrote it himself, or maybe he came up with it in his head, shooting from the hip, but I doubt it. I guarantee you this sentence that you just read was planned. Why? Because what does it mean if you have a group of constituents and you're in a position where now you're equaling your constituents, and you get an opportunity to say something, and you indicate that if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today. When the person saying that in a very professional way, a very cognitively prepared way, is basically saying, I'm the man now, and if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be
Right,
here.
they made him better. They made him better. He
Yeah.
said, I heard him say, I had to learn how to train harder.
Yeah.
He said how to get fitter, how to get stronger, how to be better. I thought it was a great speech by him. There was something here. Okay, Michael Walker said Novak Djokovic says he might not play Tokyo Olympics because of COVID-19 restrictions and no fans.
Fair enough.
I mean, again, I think from according to his interviews, his main goal is Grand Slams. He said it.
Yeah,
Grand Slams.
If he skips the Olympics, I think it's 100% focused without equivocation at the U.S. Open and going ahead and separating himself from his two predecessors.
So I guess there's one viewer here. Watch out, because they might beat you up right now, Michael. No go till 21. They might beat you up, because even I disagree with you on that.
On what?
He says no go till 21. To whoever gets 21.
Well, look, a couple of years ago when we were doing these shows, I think us and about 1,000 other people came to an agreement after. And if Rajesh Kumar's out there, he can vouch for it because he was like the judge in all this for like a year, and I mean every single show for like a year.
Notice how he popped up today, right?
Because his man won, and that's great.
He doesn't watch tennis unless his man wins.
Yeah, if he's still there, Rajesh is a dear person and a wonderful person.
He's just a one-man guy, though.
And very important in our family. So, and I mean that wholeheartedly. But I forgot what I was saying about that.
We had the whole goal discussion.
Yeah. So for the longest time, we were debating about how we would finally figure this out. And I think we came to an agreement that it was major championships, and everybody else was like, well, that doesn't matter because he has the head-to-head. And Carl and I and a lot of us had like poll questions, and we finally figured out that here we were going to say, even if they were tied, then the head-to-heads would come into play. And here we are tied. And we didn't, this isn't really something we came up with. I think this is a group of people over a period of 3 years have kind of evolved into that's how we're going to put it.
Yeah.
You know, he's tied with them and then beats them head-to-head.
We said it had they tied because we did the scenario. If they tie, well, who would be the GOAT now? I think both of us said, well, you'd have to give it to Djokovic because he has the better record.
Exactly.
I mean, I think everyone knows that. I mean, not only that, to me, what I found, not that he got 20, to me, what I found amazing was the Australian, the French, and then the Wimbledon. That's what I thought to me was even more impressive than just reaching the 20.
And again,
it could have been 18, and I still would have said, winning 3 slams, he's repeating what he did many, many years ago again. So, again,
throat hat, cost that.
Carteri, I'm not going to give you the pleasure. I just told you that I was wrong, and the guy, man, your wife, poor wife. Cuba and the wife. You must be a tough guy to deal with. Definitely not a guy
you gotta watch out for her.
I'd beat his ass.
She's tough cookie. You know,
I'd beat his ass.
I learned. Okay,
let me read some comments.
There's an old saying: never pass up an opportunity to keep your mouth shut. And number 2, there's an old saying: there's 2 ways to argue. There's two ways to argue with a woman, and neither one works. And I learned that a long time ago. So with Carla, it's best to just move on.
Yeah, for him, it's best to move on, especially that he's Spanish. Him and I would not get along.
I'm just kidding.
Adalu says Nadal fans might argue that he has won Olympic gold. Djokovic is yet to. I don't even find that as an argument. I don't even remember Nadal winning gold. Because to me, the Olympics are not important. I don't care if he has that in his stats.
Did Nadal win Olympic singles gold or doubles gold?
Apparently he won gold. I don't even remember that. To me, that's not important. That wouldn't decide to me whether you're the GOAT or not. I think to me it would be the slams. be number one.
Nadal didn't win singles gold, did he? Did he win doubles with Feliciano Lopez maybe? Or
No,
Mark
it says
Lopez?
here he won singles in 2008. Thank you, Adelou.
Really?
I didn't even know that.
Good
See?
for him.
Grisco says, wasn't the greatest performance, but 50% of Djokovic being easily enough.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even think Djokovic gave 100% this whole tournament.
I don't think he had to.
No, he didn't have to.
And that's what I'm saying for you to. Carla has bet that I've wanted Carla to get a tattoo for a while.
Well,
She
I
always
made
shook
a
it
fun
off.
bet, and I'm gonna stick to it.
She made a bet that if Rafael Nadal did not win the
I
U.S.
get a
Open, that
tattoo.
she would get the
Yes.
tattoo. So I'm
Yes.
thinking to myself, if Djokovic didn't have to play but 75-80% the entire tournament, coughed up a set here and there, okay, not a huge deal, still pretty much stretched his way in meditation and yoga-like manner to the trophy. I'm thinking, why wouldn't he want to end the year with the entire golden or the career
Well,
slam?
why waste energy?
calendar
Again,
year
thank you
slam.
someone for reminding me of Nadal. I didn't even remember. It just shows you that I never pay attention to the Olympics. I really don't. I couldn't even tell you like who won what, where, what, bronze. I couldn't even tell you because I could care about the Olympics. Unless it's swimming, gymnastics, and stuff.
Track and field.
But tennis, to me, who cares?
But why is that? Can you elaborate on why?
You know why? Because tennis players have 4 Grand Slams during the year. These gymnastics, the runners, they work for those every 4 years to get that opportunity to win that big one. For them, that is the Grand Slam. For tennis players, you have
And
4 Grand Slams.
do you know, let's say you go to the Olympics and win a gold medal in tennis. Do you know what type of purse is paid out? Do they make, $5 million like a major, or is it really just whatever the country pays?
I have
the
no
team?
idea. Maybe somebody can answer that. By the way, I gotta give a shout out to, I forgot, I'm so sorry we got into the conversation. Florence.
I have a lot of shout outs.
Florence, thank you so much. She said she was very happy that Novak Djokovic won, and she made a $150 donation.
Really?
Thank you very much again.
Oh.
That's the second time she does that. Thank you so much. For
By-
me, it's a plus because Novak won, and that's $150 for us. Thank you very much.
By the way, I think her username is Flo.
Florence,
But
I talked
name
to
is
her
Florence.
messenger.
Yeah, her name is Florence, and she bought me this hat, and this is the Djokovic limited edition Lacoste hat. So it's got Djokovic on the front, right? Pretty cool. And then it's got the logo on the back right here. So she bought me that, and I don't wear it that much because it wasn't a cheap hat. And then King Miko out there got me the regular Djokovic hat, navy blue with the Lacoste on the side. So I was really happy about that.
Hey, I'm happy. Like I told Justin, for me, it's a win-win. Again, it's the guys, the ones that are winning the Grand Slams and stuff, that's from their hard work. It has nothing to do with us. Life goes on. Life goes on for you guys. Just saying.
Yeah, but thank you so much for that.
Thank you, though. She was happy, and she sent me a message.
Sometimes I watch like other YouTube channels, and they have this live stream thing going, and I'm noticing like these people are like tipping them all the time. I don't even know how really that gets down, but I just thank you. So anyway, I have to be more happy than that because I have a Mr.
You got a hat.
I got a hat.
Last time she donated money, and you got the hat. She told me to buy you the hat, and I did.
So I was really happy about it. It's like Christmas time.
Yeah, she's awesome. Michael, you must not like Djokovic because you keep making comments about Kyrgios. He says here, if you can't beat me, you're not the greatest of all time. Love Kyrgios. Kyrgios is a clown. Who cares? What he has to say, really. Yeah. Because he didn't beat him, he's not the GOAT. That's just stupid.
That's I get. I mean, there is some truth to that. However, that's just one guy talking.
Some guys don't match the same though in their games.
Exactly. The Grand Slam count is what matters. He doesn't have one.
Georgia says George Ralich says Novak will win Olympic Games for Serbia, and then he will take the U.S. Open Golden Slam.
I agree with that. That's the mindset.
He doesn't have much competition because everyone's pulling out.
And that was Jordi Ralich?
Yeah, everyone's
what's
pulling
up, bro? That's what I think. But look, if he doesn't play the Olympics, you can't get mad at him, seriously.
You can't.
Because, again, the millions of dollars in the history books for, I guess, the majority of people would be the majors. Now, I correct me if I'm wrong, has any Serbian athlete, swimming, gymnastics, track and field, ever won a gold medal at any Olympics in the history of mankind? Maybe as part of a hockey team? I don't know. Can someone answer that question? Has any Serbian athlete, male or female, won a gold medal
Well, we
in
got a
the
lot
Olympics. But remember, the countries were different back in the day.
Well, we got a lot of Serbian followers, so they should be able to.
Yeah, where you
answer
at,
this.
Stephanie Zavic? Let me get some trivia,
He
bro.
sent me a message earlier.
Let's go, Stephanie.
Let's go back here. B-Dog asked, does the Olympics matter to the Serbian followers?
Maybe. That's a great question for them, right?
Yeah,
I think
great
that's
question.
what we're asking. And by the way, 11% of our viewers, we looked at it today, like 30% of our viewers are from the U.S. That's a small percentage to being more from.
Sir John says yes, it matters to them. Well, that's one person that says
Yeah,
yes.
Jovanovic. But the 11% are Serbian. And for such a small country, it's incredible.
Wildlife says 3 goals from what he sees.
Thank you,
Chess
thank
Hoodie says our team has won many medals of all colors.
Excellent. Ever in tennis?
Tennis? Atabey says probably volleyball. SK Joe says Yugoslavia. Chess Hoodie says some individuals too.
That's what I'm saying. I get to Yugoslavia, but what about
and then-
just Serbia?
King Miko said most famous Serbian celebrity besides Djokovic is Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla was Serbian?
Yeah. And then Sinisa says
Interesting.
volleyball, water polo, basketball, handball.
Excellent.
Michael Walker says, Justin, when people are tipping on the Cam channel, you have to understand they have 3,000 viewers, so the amount of viewers you're doing as well as Cam. And Cam has a different type of show. He's talking about.
I tip him all the time. He does great.
Yeah,
I love that
he's
guy.
talking about tennis. We're never gonna do play by play. That's his
Oh,
thing.
and by the way,
I give credit to that guy.
yeah,
I couldn't do
yeah.
that all. My voice would go.
and I almost forgot.
Mm-hmm.
This Wimbledon, half of it, we have only been kept in the moment of it watching Cam. Well, not watching, but listening, because we're teaching lessons on 2 courts. So we put the loudspeaker on and we hook the phone up to it, and then students come and goes. You know, whether they're older students, younger students, in between.
They
come and
actually
go, and
listen
it's
to
going.
him. A lot of them have subscribed to him because of us.
Yeah,
And
they
we're
start
like,
going,
you should listen. Yeah, and
unbelievable.
they all laugh.
Yeah.
And they
But yeah.
actually listen to it. So I get to, as we're doing the lesson, you get to hear like the student, you know, who they like. You know, I hear a
Yeah.
lot of Tsitsipas. I hear a lot of Berrettinis, a few Djokovic, a few Federer, a few Nadal. So
Yeah,
you get to listen to, you know,
Yeah.
your tennis students, who they like.
And
And it seems like to me, they like mostly the younger generation.
yes,
From what I gather from all our students, they want new champions.
yeah.
They
But-
keep
but-
telling us that. We
even
are
those that-
tired of the same
yeah.
ones.
These are the younger ones too. But for, you know, we have the ability to record matches, and we can go teach all day, come back home, you know, cook dinner for the kids, and then hit play. But you know we're gonna cheat. We go to Google and look up the score, right? So we already know it. But because we know that we do that, it's always nice to have Cam Williams and his awesome commentary, because we're in the moment there on the court. So then we can come back and get the feel visually, but pretty much we got it anyway from the commentary.
Okay.
So,
Well,
anyway.
also, let me get to a few comments. I was watching on a different channel where some of the viewers, there was a couple of viewers saying hey, that this Wimbledon was boring and predictable. So I'm asking you guys, it was boring and predictable, the finals. And then there was
If you're a Federer fan or a Nadal fan,
Then there were a couple of other ones that were saying, well, hasn't been the French Open been kind of boring, because that's been predictable as well. What do you guys think? Was this Wimbledon boring and predictable, or has the French Open been boring and predictable?
I'm going to answer this question first and let them answer that. We'll take some questions on that or answers on that. Was this Wimbledon predictable or boring? What I will tell you in retrospect of that is someone that says that type of thing is either a Federer fan or a Nadal fan. It wasn't boring for me. It was exciting for me. It wasn't boring
What was exciting for you? I'm just curious.
I really felt like I had seen enough of the 2 pretty boys doing their thing. I really was ready for a spoiler. And I felt that way for the past.
Who's the 2 pretty boys?
I think Nadal and Federer are the
But
kind
they
of
don't
pretty
do.
boys.
But Nadal never does well at the Wimbledon. So.
Well, no, I was ready for the tie there. I wasn't even going there. Now I forgot what I was going to say because you interjected me again.
No, but the question is, did you think this final was boring or no? Or did you think French Open was boring?
Okay. I felt like this wasn't, the question didn't have anything to do with the French Open. The question was, do you think this Wimbledon was predictable?
Yeah.
It was predictable, but whether you think that is a good thing or a bad thing is dependent upon whether you like Novak Djokovic or not. If you didn't think it was boring, then you're not a Djokovic fan. If you did think it was boring, then you're not a Djokovic fan. And do you understand what I'm saying? Because if you're a fan of someone, you want to see them win. And let's go, come on. But if you don't want to see him win and you see them win, what's your best excuse to get out of the conversation? Oh, it's boring. You're just a sore loser. So flip the coin. That's it.
I just think Djokovic played the way Djokovic, like you said, 50%. He made it look easy because he is that much better. And maybe that's why it was predictable. I think everyone picked Novak. I went with Federer just, like I said, to be different because I knew everybody was going to pick Novak. So I went with Federer, you know. I mean, just the women, like the women's. I went with Serena, knowing that would be tough to happen. Let me read another comment.
Go for it.
This was another viewer sent me this comment on Twitter, I guess. It was on Twitter. This person has nothing to do with our show. It's just a Twitter comment. I decided to clean my toilet and rearrange my sock drawer instead of watching something so predictable.
You know, I mean, obviously that's Federer's best fan or Nadal's best fan. But I can assure you there's a million comments on whatever platform you're looking at that are the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of the people that communicate with me outside of this show, and you can always do that. There's links to it in the description. You can text me 251-753-0950. It's a US number. I love sharing pictures. You can't really do that on the YouTube comments, but I love sharing pictures. And anyway, but so many people that I spoke to were like, let's go, best Wimbledon ever.
You said it best because if you're a Novak fan, you're going to say yes. So if you're a Nadal fan at the French Open, you're not going to think it's boring because that makes sense because duh.
Common sense.
Duh. I mean, personally, I think the French Open has been very predictable because one man has dominated.
Nadal.
Just like the Australian Open, you almost expect Djokovic in the final because it's predictable.
Yes.
Why I like the US Open? Because we have had a different champ every year.
So
look it up, guys. Every year you have somebody else winning.
So
that's why I like it.
You have to ask yourself, was the French Open more exciting this year because Djokovic won?
Yes, it was.
Yes, because if Nadal would have won again, we would have been like...
Yes, it was. You know why it was a lot better? Because Tsitsipas took him to 5 sets. We got to see Tsitsipas play really well. He beat Nadal on his own turf. He beat him down. So it was more exciting. This was more predictable. At least it wasn't as bad as watching him play Anderson. Agreed. I thought that was the worst final. Honestly, the worst final.
By the way, you know who the last person was to beat Novak Djokovic in a Wimbledon final was? Take a guess.
I don't know.
Andy Murray.
Wow.
Andy Murray was the last person to beat Novak Djokovic in a Wimbledon final.
Oh, you're going to see that, Rami. Carla versus Justin. Real soon. Jonathan's here and he's going to film that.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
When he feels better, he gets some rest.
I could do it whenever. We're going to do that. So we have started recording matches. We did one with Ryan Mason, a viewer and a friend now that comes here now and visits. Ryan and my second oldest son, Christopher, you saw a moment ago, played Ryan. Ryan actually won that in a nail biter. But our oldest son, Jonathan, came in from the Air Force Academy, and he's pretty good with filming.
And I'll talk over it. If he doesn't want to talk, I'll do the talking. And I can do what you do. Oh, I can do that.
Okay, but if Jonathan just paid a little bit of attention, he could do it, and that would take you hours of editing. I would rather just
he's going to do it, but I could do the talking.
Yeah, we should be able to do that.
Mark B says Wimbledon was...
Maybe even today.
No, we can't, because we can barely even teach our lesson.
I've only slept for 3 hours,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mark B says Wimbledon was more boring, and Djokovic is my GOAT.
Agreed.
Sebastian said, honestly, just amazing to have witnessed this era of tennis. Big Three will be the blueprint for new generations of tennis players. Absolutely. Look, I don't care if you're a Nadal fan, Federer fan, Djokovic fan, you hate one, you love one. You got to respect all three because all three have done amazing things. You have Djokovic that has broken many records, been number one for a long time, has the head-to-head. You got we've never seen anyone play on clay like Nadal has. That's been an amazing thing. You got Federer, who has 8 Wimbledons, who was the golden boy for a long time until these two came. So you've got to respect. If you are, I get fans are fanatics, they're obsessed in it, but if you know about tennis and you respect any sport, you have to respect all three of them. They may not be your favorite. Djokovic will never be my favorite. I've told you guys that. But I do respect what he has done. As a tennis player, if I have a junior, I would teach them how to play like Djokovic. I think he has a great game. I wouldn't teach Nadal's game at all, and he's my favorite. I would teach them how to play like him because, to me, he has the all-around game. But I do love Federer's game as well.
Let me ask you a question as well. Novak Djokovic now has tied his predecessors. He can finally laugh and giggle off any more questions like how does it feel to have been chasing? He's not chasing anymore. He's there and leads head to head. There's a thing that's very common at the pro level of any sport. It happens in the NBA. It happens in football, American football, and soccer. Someone will work very hard to win a championship on whatever craft it is that they do, and then all of a sudden they go away. We call it the one and done, right? How many one and dones across all sports?
So many.
Heavyweight champion that wins the heavyweight championship goes away. Whatever it is. We look at players like Dominic Thiem. He got his U.S. Open because Djokovic gifted it to him by an out-of-shape ball lady. Got her throat hacked by a little white or a little yellow fuzzball that somehow managed to. Anyway, I guess my question here is this: now that Djokovic is the unanimous go, it has to be. I don't care what your excuses are. Look, for a long time, we were very staunch in the fact that we didn't believe he was the GOAT until he tied it. Do you see what I'm saying? But do you think Djokovic will have any chance of easing off the throttle now? Or do you think maybe getting to tie these other guys that maybe he's comfortable now? Or do you think he'll keep pushing forward and keep rolling off
majors?
majors?
True champion is not going to say, this is the problem I have with some people that win one Grand Slam. They're so satisfied. They're happy that they got that one slam. For them, that's it. A true champion at anything in life. If you could be an actor winning Oscars, example, right? Any sport. When you want to be a legend, you got to keep pushing. It's like when opportunity.
You got to raise the bar.
It's like us, right? We're getting lessons. Well, why the hell wouldn't you want to take more lessons? Keep pushing. While the moment is there, while the opportunity is there, because you're going to look back and say, damn, I wish I would have worked harder.
Now, a part B of this equation is, do you think or do you not think that Djokovic at this point is going to be maybe even better because he doesn't have as much pressure now? Or was the pressure something that kept him getting better? In other words, he's tied now.
He wants to get 21. He doesn't want to be tied.
But don't you think getting 20 from 19 was more pressure than going for 21? Mm-hmm. Do you see what I'm saying? I think he moves forward with less pressure. And don't you think having less pressure on any man or woman doing anything in this life that we live, which is very difficult, don't you think having less pressure is better? And I think now he'll have less pressure.
He still wants the 21, Justin, so I think he still feels a little pressure.
But less pressure.
I like your comment. Maybe my dad would like that. Yeah, I love how Djokovic employed serve and volley. So maybe my dad respects him a little more now.
Yeah, early on in the match, I noticed that Djokovic had been to the net 20 times or more. And what does that tell you? That
he was confident.
He
was confident that Berrettini
moving forward, coming into the court. Berrettini allowing them to come into the court.
Spicy Salami says, I think he thrived under pressure. Ryan Mason says, look at Thiem, one and done, not hungry. I'm going back to some comments because they're kind of fast right now.
Oh, go for
it. Says for Life said, Rafa's playing City Open to give himself the best chance at winning the U.S. Open. B-Dog says, true champions want the next one. Brady, Curry, LeBron, Tiger.
Does LeBron get another one? I don't think so. I think he's done.
Well, we said that about Tom Brady. He got one. You said that. You were like, no way.
LeBron can't win a championship with just one other dude. And he gets hurt all the time. So he's not right.
Briscoe said, nobody's touching Djokovic this year on any surface. This man is on a mission. Adelou said, Rafa and Novak are almost the same age.
It's very possible that Nadal never wins another major, by the way. Federer is never going to win another major. I've said it for a year.
But I don't think
Nadal may very well not win.
How do you know?
His only chance is the French Open.
How do you know? He won the U.S. Open when we least expected it.
And you were foolish to put your tattoo.
I'm not foolish. I'm going to go for it. Why not?
You already locked in.
The reason why I picked the U.S. Open and I didn't say, hey, Rafa's going to win the Australian. Do you know why? Look at the winners every year. That's where everyone has a chance. Why? It's the last slam. Why? Hardcore season is tough on the body.
Why? Ask the ball lines judge lady.
You never know. Just saying. That's why I picked Rafa. Not because I'm 100% that he's going to win it. Because you never know at that slam. That is one slam that Flavia Pineda will always remember. And who else won it? Stosier. You never know who's going to win it. You never know.
You can say the same with the French Open too.
No, that's on the women's side, not on the men's side.
Good point.
That's on the women's side. The women's is pretty,
All right, take some questions.
Gene said Rafa still has at least 1 or 2 slams left in him.
I don't think so.
Sebastian says Nadal can easily win a couple more Roland Garros. Wildlife said Nadal can.
I don't know. I'll take a bet on
He's
that.
a Nadal hater.
I'll
so.
take a bet on that. I'll take a bet on that.
What do you want to
I'm
take
a
a
big
bet?
one- That Nadal. I'll take a bet in general that Nadal does not win another slam.
What are you gonna do? Cut your hair?
I'm not cutting my hair.
Then you're not confident. I'm getting a tattoo. A tattoo, and you're not gonna cut your hair? A tattoo.
So is that
I
a
don't
big
have-
deal?
That is a big
That's
deal.
not a big deal.
My skin is clean, not one tattoo. That's a big deal. That's how confident I am. You obviously talk out of your ass.
Okay, come up with something. I'll be game for it. Nadal does not win another slam just like Federer. I'll take them both.
Well,
on a
I said I want
parlay.
to see Justin with a shaved head.
You can just go to my pictures and see them. But yeah, I'm not cutting this one.
Adobe said Chilik won. It's FGS. What does FGS mean? I'm sorry. Let's go back to some comments. Adalu said I agree with Carla. Mark B says Nadal not done, but would have not to meet Djokovic. That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But he's always gonna be there.
But what I'm saying is that the U.S. Open is open. You never know what can happen. I'm not saying
But
that.
Djokovic is there.
But he could lose before that because it's so unpredictable. The U.S. Open is so unpredictable. Otherwise, he would have won like Australian Open, so many in a row. Just saying.
He just beat everyone in the world in the main draw of Wimbledon, playing at like 70%. Could you imagine if he had to play 100%?
You can't play 70% on hard court. You know that. Anyone could play.
Gosh, I get dumber sometimes.
You are dumb.
Jeez.
You say the same thing over.
You are so insane.
Every time Justin makes an argument and Ethan is so good at that, Ethan is so good at pointing out. You notice how he never made his point? He just screams.
Who?
You.
Me?
You, yes. Medvedev can play on hard court. There's a lot of players that can play on hard
I'm
court.
going to ask you a poll question. Put 1 for yes. Put a 1 for...
I'm not saying just for Novak, Flo. Anybody could win the U.S. Open. I picked Nadal because he's the guy I like. But anyone can win. Anyone. We've seen so many different winners at the U.S. Open.
Okay, well, it'll be Djokovic.
That's my point.
If I had right now, if we were doing our fantasy teams giveaway for the U.S. Open right now, I would pick for my first choice. I would pick Djokovic.
Michael Walker says Lendo Novak at 3 out of 8 in U.S. Open finals.
Okay.
My point is, Michael Walker, you from New York, man. How many times have we really seen repeated winners? We don't. That is one slam where everybody's tired. How many
did Federer win in a row?
I don't know. Let's look at the stats.
How many U.S. Opens did Roger Federer win in a row? Like 3, 4?
Well, before what? Before Nadal and Djokovic came into the tour?
I don't know. Well, I was courtside.
Delpo beat him. Delpo got 1. Chilik got 1.
Okay.
It's a slam where everybody has a chance. I'm sorry. I think it's the toughest slam because I feel like the hardcore season is just so long. It's long. It's grueling. It's hot. New York crowd is rude.
This is how our car trips go. You know, we ride and it's just kind of like.
Merchant's like, Justin, man, you have a hard time. How you handle Carla?
It's all good, bro. It just is the way it goes.
Because in tennis it's like this, but in life he's more dominant.
Hey, look, have you ever seen Charlie Brown where
5? Ryan said 5.
You ever seen Charlie Brown 5 in a row? Mm-hmm. 5 U.S. Opens in a row. Anyway, I was there for 3 of them. But my fingers were bleeding for streaming. But anyway, you heard Charlie Brown where, all you hear is this mom stick their head out the door and was like, wah, 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 wah. Once I finally understood that that's how you have to deal with Carla, wah, 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 you're able to be okay. But if you actually listen to what she says, you want to hit her in the face with a sandal the same way she does me, but I don't because she's a lady.
Flock, you asked how his clay season isn't hard because it's in the mid. The only reason I say the hardcore season is hard because they keep pushing. Right as soon as they're done with Wimbledon, it's hard. Clay lasts for a month. Hard until we get it's hot. It's different. It's a different animal. The crowd is rude. Everybody's cheering for the underdog. It's just different. I'm sorry. It's different. It's different. I'm not saying, someone said a great comment here. I'm not saying Djokovic is not the favorite, but I'm just saying this one makes it tough on everybody because many players can play on hard court. It's the easiest surface to play on. It's available for everybody. Clay, you gotta pay to play on it. Grass, almost non-existent. You know what I mean?
You know what I thought was really good about this exchange here is every word she said had a rhythm. She was like, hard, hard, hard. What, not, who, what, when, where, how, why, now. I'm Carla. You're not going to. You were like rhyming with your fingers. It's like, let's get down.
Michael Walker says better to win 5 in a row like Federer, or it's just good to win 5 U.S. Open like Connors and Sampras. I say 5 over is 5 still. It doesn't matter. It is 5 in a row.
Who was another person to win 5?
Zest for life. Yes, it's Australian is hardcore, but it's made different. Isn't the Australian surface different?
Well, it just because the surface may be the same, you're looking at southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere, different conditions. Sometimes whatever, like, look, we have a lot of experience with being on courts and court builds. Sometimes it's a concrete surface with epoxy on top. Sometimes it's an asphalt surface with the different types of epoxy on top. Sometimes the green epoxy plays a little bit slower than the purple epoxy, and then the red epoxy plays faster than all the epoxies. And then if the red epoxy is behind the baseline and not inside the service line, then the court plays a little bit faster in the short court, a little bit fast or a little bit slower behind the baseline. So if you're anywhere else besides the same court you're playing on, or at least the same facility and the same geography, the same barometric pressure, the same wind patterns, the same atmospheric density, then the court's going to play different. If I go to a hard court right here in Alabama with 99% humidity, 110-degree heat, and I go play on the same exact surface in Colorado Springs where my oldest son lives,
That's true. It's different.
and then I'm playing at 7,000 feet of altitude, the ball is different. Everything is different. So if you're at a different facility, much less on the opposite side of the world, it's playing differently.
So Grisco says if Djokovic won
I'll be right back.
21, will it
Take
be?
comments.
Grisco, if Djokovic wins the U.S. Open, will the discussion go on who's the GOAT? I think he's the GOAT already. I don't even. He may be at 20 in time, but I think he is. And we all have to recognize that. Boyla says, I think generally agree upon that the U.S. Open is slower and higher bouncing. Sebastian said, will this win change the view of Djokovic in the USA? No, I don't think so. Mark B says Djokovic is ready to go. Yes. Sydney said the best hardcore players ever by all stats in Novak. Yes, at Australian Open. But I'm talking about the U.S. Open. Michael Walker, you said it best. Out of all the finals, how many he's won? Michael, I guess you think that all the GOATs are going to be done at 2020. I don't know about that. I think they still have Novak is 34, Nadal is 35. They still got time. Flock 83, I want to ask Justin, does he believe that Novak could win three Grand Slams in the next season also? We'll ask him when he gets back. Adalu says, the truth is that we can't end the GOAT discussion until all three retire. True. Michael Walker, the Australian and the US Open of the last years are made by the same company, okay? Parrot Touch says, I would like to call Novak as the Wolf rather than the GOAT. Someone please can't come up with a full form for Wolf. I could do this. Wolf, winner over limitless future. Good one. Mitrovic said, in the situation, Med can take Djokovic out because he has similar style, has similar mindset. Only obvious plus Novak with the matchup is experience. Idolista, Americans hate Nole. I don't know.
Not true.
I don't
Not
think so.
true. Not true.
I don't think so because I've asked a lot of students.
Not true.
And a lot of them like Novak.
That-
I don't have an issue with him because they never got to see the beginning of his career.
Okay. I heard there might be a question for me. Sorry, I had to walk away for a moment. There was a time where the individual that just said Americans don't like Djokovic was more so true.
Mm-hmm.
When Djokovic came on tour, I think if I remember correctly, it was like 2003 or 2004. I first caught a glimpse of Djokovic for the first time personally at the 2007 US Open. I've said this before. I won't talk about it again. But that was just after, a year and a half removed, 2 years removed from Roddick winning his maiden 01, I think. Then Roddick win the US Open 01. Anyway, then Federer comes along, and, he's the Nike spokesperson, and everybody in the USA has got to wear Nikes, right? They got to have the Jordans and the Nikes. So, Federer was like the Jordan of tennis shoes. And I think they even did mergers on that. I think Jordan and Federer did some mergers on some tennis shoes. I was going to buy some pair and then resell them on eBay because I'm a sneakerhead and I do flip sneakers. But I realized that no one was wanting them. They weren't in demand. So I was like, just pass it up. but he was like the Jordan of tennis in a way. And he caught fire. And then Nadal came and they were both like the Jordans of tennis together. And then Djokovic comes on the scene and is totally not that way. You can tell by the way he acted and walked and talked, and that made Djokovic the bad guy because he didn't fit in. You know, there wasn't going to be a Three Musketeers. It was going to be a two, and you're the bad guy now. And that's how it came. But what I think is within the past 2 years, you know, Federer, when he lost to Djokovic in that fifth set of Wimbledon in 2019, that's when I started saying here that was it for Federer. That was it. And everybody was like, are you serious? You know, I got thumped for it. Knowing I got his tattoo on my back. I'm a big fan, but his time is done. And now that I think in the United States that Federer is now wearing off of everybody's minds, the people that do watch it, they don't hear about Federer anymore. He's not winning anything. You know, he's getting beaten by her cats with the bagel in the fourth set. Yeah. So what I'm getting at is Americans are very impulsive. They are really quick for instant gratification. You know, they're not in it for the long haul for the most part. They just want to hit a button and get a jackpot, you know. Long story short is the slot machine of the American consumer of media. It's not paying off. You know, if you go to a casino, you know, why do these things have huge fountains of water that cost millions of dollars to operate for a day? It's because people are going with their damn quarters and dropping in the machines, but every 27th pull they give them a bell. Ooh, I won something. Even though they're still away in the hole, they keep pulling it because they heard that damn bell. It's like Pavlov's dogs, you know. Operate in classical conditioning and psychology, you know, you're conditioned. So the American consumer was conditioned for Federer to win all the time. And now Federer's not winning all the time, so they're becoming not reinforced. They're not used to this now, and therefore he's forgotten. And the next person up, and instant gratification, that's Djokovic now. So I do agree with you that the United States, for the most part, were Federer-esque at that point in time, but I do find that shifting in time because...
Yeah, I don't find Federer too much here, but, yeah. But again, who cares? So what? Do you think Djokovic really cares about that? I mean, he's the one with the 20 slams, with the millions of dollars. Who gives a shit what you guys think?
And the better head-to-head.
Seriously, for me, I would say, who gives a shit what you guys think?
There's an acronym for that.
It doesn't matter.
Woogis.
Like,
Woogis.
who gives a shit? Who cares? The media. Do you think he really cares? I think the fans care. I personally think he laughs about it. You know, I don't think he cares what anybody thinks about him. So what?
One of my favorite sayings is who gives a shit, but you can spare us the four-letter word by saying WOOGAS, W-G-A-S, which is an acronym for that. Carla, thank you very much. WOOGAS, which means who gives a shit.
Unsolicited opinion says, I love your energy, your relationship, your bickering and everything about it. Finding myself looking for your channel after every match. Thank you so much. Seriously.
Who said that?
Unsolicited opinions. Rami said, awesome. And then Yinghao said, perfectly said, Carla. I mean, seriously, for me to think that Novak is really analyzing, saying, oh, they don't love me. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. You guys care. He could give a shit about that. He's living happy. I got 20. I got my wife. I got my kids.
I'm the GOAT.
I'm the man. I could give a shit if you don't like me. Who cares if John McEnroe thinks this? Or who cares what Chris Evers says? Or who cares what this fan is booing me? Who cares? You guys care about it more.
You know, she mentioned Chris Evert a moment ago, and I look, I'm a positive person, and I don't like to throw shade, but I've done this for 3 years on Chris Evert. When I tuned in, we had to be at the courts on 2 hours of sleep this morning, and yes, you're right, you did the work today.
And I gotta go work in a few minutes.
Yeah, we have another lesson at 4, and that's 30 minutes away. But there was 2 ways that came on at our place. So we turned on the TV. And at first it was like an hour, and it was called Breakfast at Wimbledon, which has been around forever. And then it was the match. So as soon as I turned on the TV at 7 a.m. on 2 hours sleep, bing, it was Chris Evert. I'm like, great. Have you ever seen the movie It with Stephen King? And there's a clown. What's that clown's name? Pennywise or something?
Yeah.
All that makeup, she looks like damn Pennywise. Anyway, but the first word out of her mouth when there was John McEnroe on the screen, James Blake was on the screen, Cliff Drysdale was on the screen, all these people are on the screen, it's like 6 of them. And she starts out saying something like, good morning, everyone, good to see you in the bunker. And she says, but I'm sitting in the royal box. I'm like, fuck, here we fucking go again. I gotta watch this snooty Aspen girl sit here and boast about first sentence. I just woke up. I can't even see straight. I'm like, damn, I only have my glasses on. And I got to listen to Chris Everett talk about she's sitting in the royal box. When are they going to get rid of this girl? She's a great player, but man.
You know, good point. 99 people watching, only 35 likes. See what I mean? But do I care? No. I'll be like Djokovic. I don't care.
Yeah, hit the subscribe
You want to
button.
sing like Nas? You can hate me now.
Yeah, by the way, when we set up our videos on YouTube, I don't know if any other YouTubers even tell people this, but I like to be transparent. I have no idea. But when we set up our videos, you can select where only subscribers can make comments and only subscribers can do this and only subscribers. Dude, we just leave that blank, man. This world's crazy enough. Why segregate people because they didn't hit a button or not? Why is it that big of a deal? Thank you for watching. Much love. If not for you, there is no us. Plain and simple. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was trying
You
to
guys
find,
are awesome, man. Love you all from top
I
to
was
bottom.
trying to find.
Really,
I was
you
trying-
guys are like my medication, right? I don't take medications, some Tylenol sometimes and some Advil, but you guys are my
Okay, so
freaking sanity.
Here's
Let's
a comment
go.
before we go. Adobe says Novak is not loved because his playing style is unattractive. I have to disagree with that. His playing style is way better than Nadal's style. Just saying. Technical as a coach, and you're looking at the two styles, you're gonna pick Novak's style. I don't think Novak's style is unattractive. Medvedev's style is unattractive. That is ugly tennis right there.
All right. Feel free to take some more comments, but let me make sure I get this in, and we can go until we have to go. The tennis courts that we teach on or we coach it's only like 5 minutes away, and all the stuff's already in my truck. So
Why do people like Troitsky then? I don't know. Do they even know who Troitsky is in
Victor?
the U.S.? Yeah, I don't think many do.
well, I think it depends. I mean, Victor Troitsky is another Serbian player and a good player. You know, Troitsky hasn't done anything to where anyone over here would really be a household name unless you're just a hardcore tennis fan. Do you understand what I'm saying?
All right, so let me show one more picture before we go, because seriously, we got to go teach.
I got to get this in no matter what.
Okay, so I'm going to
figure
show
it
one
out.
more picture that I thought was pretty cool. There's Djokovic giving away a racket to a little girl. That's good. But he's making up for all the smashed rackets.
Good. I think that's amazing. Okay, a couple things I have to get out. Number one, this was kind of my summary of today. Djokovic is now the unanimous greatest of all time. If someone wants to argue that with you, you can happily walk away because there's nothing that they can say. Between now and the next big tournament, we will do shows, not every day. We always commit to doing shows every day during the majors. Every day we'll do it. We've done some very late and really kind of had no energy and did them anyway. But we will do shows, every couple of days, every 2, 3, 4 days until the next big tournament. Subscribe, and again, you don't have to, but if you want to win $300 or have a chance to be one of the top 2 competitors in our fantasy team competitions, then hit the subscribe button because the U.S. Open, we're going to do all this again. I wanted to give a couple shout outs. Number one to Dusan Dramakanin and as well Thomas Chi, and that's spelled Qi. They both have been instrumental in keeping up with these fantasy team scores for Dusan for almost 3 years and for Thomas here recently, but has really kind of taken initiative. As well, I wanted to give a shout out to both the fantasy team winners for this past tournament. That's Casper in Poland, who's won 4 majors here on our show. 4. Only major he has not won is the Australian. And Hunze Chi, who won his first major here this past tournament. And I think Carla has a check already set to mail to you on Monday, tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do I have that right? I don't want to spread fake news.
No, that's right. I'm sorry. We've been so busy teaching, really, and our schedule is crazy. Again, this upcoming week, I promise I'm gonna send it out tomorrow. It's been nonstop. Literally, we got home, didn't eat, try to eat real quick, do the show because we didn't want to do it so late. And then we got more lessons. And I haven't even had time to spend time with Jonathan.
Lastly, and most importantly, thanks to all of you Wimbledon is my favorite time of the year outside of Christmas. I've always loved Christmas since I was very little. Anyway, this is a very important time of the year. And after 3 years of doing this, I can assure you the days that I don't do this, I'm not as good of a person as I am when I do this. So for me, as someone that stresses a lot and I think a lot, Carla can be happy to sleep and I'll be staring at the ceiling thinking. Generally, I'm thinking about you now and not other stuff. And because of that, I'm more positive and I'm very grateful. So thank you for allowing me to vent. This Wimbledon and every 560 shows we've done since 3 years ago. You guys have been instrumental in my well-being, and I really appreciate that as well.
Yes.
All right,
Well
let's
said.
go, vamos.
Well said. I like this comment over here. It's a letter of opinion. Said Novak is making champions right now, just like Rafa made Novak a champion.
That's a
Well
great
said.
comment.
He is forcing these kids, or 24-year-olds, 25-year-olds, to start playing better. Sasha, by the way, got to see his baby. I saw a picture on Instagram.
Well, good for him.
Good for him. Everyone
for him.
deserves a second chance.
Yeah,
Do I think the guy can win a slam? When Novak's done.
yeah,
Any of them could win a slam.
yeah.
He's got, in my opinion, a better game than Berrettini, and don't give me heat about that.
Yeah,
But I
except
think
his
his
serve.
game is better than
His-
Berrettini's.
Yeah, he double faults. That's okay.
When do we expect your new video? Not sure.
Which one? The tennis match?
No, you.
The
oh,
next,
tennis
the next discussion, because a lot of people want to see Carl and I play one another, and we will do that. Our son's here. That's good at filming, but we'll have to make sure he's ready to do that. He's on vacation. I don't want to put stress on him for. Anyway, we'll do that as soon as possible.
Well, I thought that this is pretty shitty. Lipstick propaganda said, I watched a YouTube video today from a Serbian tennis journalist. He asked the British commentator why Novak did not get crowd at Wimbledon behind him. His answer is he's not charming enough.
Look,
yeah.
Carla and I watched. Carla and I very early on in the match were very disappointed that Djokovic got no love from the crowd.
Yeah, and see, I'm not
almost
again,
no love. And it was
Djokovic is
a
not
bad
my
thing.
favorite, but I think that, gosh, you gotta give respect where respect is due. He's not my favorite guy, but the guy is a beast on the tennis court. And him breaking these records and passing these records and working hard, you gotta like stand up for that, and you gotta say bravo, because you know that's a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
I know as a tennis player, just winning a match, that's challenging. Can you imagine what he's done? So he deserves the credit, not hate. Really.
I agree. Guys, we love you a lot. I really mean that. We will see you in a couple of days. There's 2 matches coming up that I'll be playing, and then we'll download them here.
Yuri wants to watch the video of us playing.
As long as my knee stays okay, I will be playing
I'm
Carla.
gonna kick his ass, I promise.
I'll play Carla. We're playing 2 out of 3 sets.
I'm gonna
I
kick his
have to
ass.
have 2 out of 3 sets because
I'm gonna kick his ass.
sometimes I start very slow.
Mhm.
And then the next match will be myself against Ryan Mason.
Get ready, Ryan.
So anyway, long story short is you know, hey, I'll be 44 years old. That's what, 44? I'll be 44 years old in a couple of months. I'll be playing a much smaller and younger young lady, and I'll
By
be
2 years?
and Ryan
By
Mason
2 years.
and Ryan Mason is something like 12 years younger than I am, isn't he? How old is Ryan?
I'm
Is he
almost
like-
35, so you're Nadal's age, Ryan.
Yeah, man, I can't even jump. I just have my knee completely reconstructed. If you lob me, I won't even leave my toes.
Don't tell him this, Strad.
I-
Veritas says, does Justin prefer to beat out of 5 sets or 3? He knows I'm not gonna be able to play 5 sets, and that's crazy for us
Yeah,
to do that. Come on.
well, we could do best of 5, but I think the both of us might be a
Might be
little
dying.
sore after
Yeah,
that.
we can't do that.
It takes a
anymore.
lot. Back in the college days for me,
Yeah,
you know, 5
that's
sets.
what I'm
no
saying.
problem.
Bravo to Roger for even playing that long, but eventually he's gonna have to think about retirement because this gets tough on the body to keep playing
Yeah.
physical tennis. All right, guys, on to teach. My
Much
son
love to all you
Christopher's gonna help
guys.
me on this
Let's go.
lesson
No,
because
no,
Mama's tired.
No.
Take care.
No, dude.
Adios.
Take care, everyone. We will see you in the next couple of days. Whether it's another just discussion and live chat, or whether it's our match that we'll play, we'll find out when. When that match.
Thank you, and Carteri, I'm sorry, but I was wrong. You got it. See?
Love you, bro.
If he watched to the end, I was waiting to the end to see if he would watch. I was wrong about Novak Djokovic. If you waited that long, you got to see this. If not, too bad.